Have you ever wondered if animals have a sense of humor? Well, grab your binoculars and let's venture into the wild to find out. Imagine a sunny day on the African savanna, where the tall grasses sway in the breeze and the air is filled with the distant calls of exotic birds. Suddenly, a zebra trots into view, its black and white stripes glistening in the sun. But wait, there's an unexpected guest at this striped party: a giraffe. The tallest animal on the land, its long neck swaying high above the trees. This isn't your usual predator-prey showdown, oh no. This is a face-off of a different kind, a fashion face-off if you will. The zebra with its stark contrasting stripes, and the giraffe with its unique patchwork of spots. A meeting of two fashion-forward herbivores, each sporting a look that could rival the models at New York Fashion Week. The stare-down is intense, each animal sizing the other up, their eyes locked in mutual appreciation. Then, just when you think the tension is about to snap, the giraffe bends down, and the zebra steps forward. They nuzzle each other. A gentle exchange of pleasantries, or perhaps a whispered critique of each other's pattern choices. The zebra, it seems, is a fan of the giraffe's spot-on fashion sense, while the giraffe is intrigued by the zebra's bold stripes. Who knew that the animal kingdom had its own version of a pattern critique? As the sun begins to set, painting the sky in hues of orange and pink, the zebra and the giraffe part ways, each returning to their respective herds. But the savannah will remember this day, the day when two unlikely fashionistas met and shared a moment of camaraderie and humor. And that, my friends, was the savannah's most exclusive fashion face-off. So the next time you're watching a wildlife documentary, keep an eye out for these unexpected moments of comedy. Because when nature decides to put on a show, it's guaranteed to be a wild ride. Now, picture a high-stakes chase scene set in the slow lane. Imagine the setting, the tranquility of a lush meadow, the sun lazily hanging in the sky, and our two unlikely protagonists, the hedgehog and the turtle, meeting on their casual afternoon walks. The hedgehog, with its spiky exterior, might seem intimidating, but don't let that fool you. This little fella is all about the mellow vibes. On the other side, we have the turtle, the embodiment of slow living, carrying its home wherever it goes. Now, these two creatures aren't known for their speed, but that doesn't mean they can't have a little fun. And so, under the golden sun, the slowest chase in the history of chases began. Picture the hedgehog, huffing and puffing, putting all its might into a trot that could barely outpace a snail. And there, right on its tail, is the turtle, slow and steady, unfazed by the spiky competitor ahead. The suspense was palpable, the thrill was real, and the speed was, well, let's just say it was decidedly unhurried. It was a race that unfolded at a snail's pace, a chase that was more about the journey than the destination. The hedgehog, despite its best efforts, couldn't shake off its persistent competitor. The turtle, in its unhurried manner, kept up the pace, proving that speed isn't always a prerequisite for a good chase. In a twist of events that could only happen in the wild, the turtle outpaced the hedgehog. Yes, you heard it right, the slow and steady turtle won the race. It was a spectacle that defied all expectations, a testament to the unpredictability of the wild, and the humor it often springs on us. So the next time you find yourself rushing, remember this hilarious slow-speed chase. Remember that in the animal kingdom and perhaps in life, slow and steady can indeed win the race. And who knows, you might just find yourself chuckling at the thought of a hedgehog and a turtle locked in a high-stakes chase in the slow lane. Ever heard of a wolf trying its paw at acting? Well, it's time for a tale from the forest's very own Broadway, where the star of the show is a cunning wolf with a knack for disguise. In a wildlife twist on the classic wolf in sheep's clothing tale, our four-legged thespian decided to test out its acting chops, and the results were nothing short of hilarious. In the heart of the forest, the wolf spotted a flock of sheep grazing peacefully. Rather than going for the usual predator approach, the wolf decided to try something different. Borrowing a woolly sheep costume from the forest's props department, or perhaps in this case a conveniently discarded tuft of wool, the wolf prepared to make its grand entrance. Stepping into the flock with a sheepish grin, the wolf tried its best to blend in. It trotted around attempting to mimic the gentle bleating and the casual grazing of its woolly counterparts. The wolf was quite the method actor, fully committed to its role as a harmless grass-munching sheep. But the sheep weren't fooled. They have a sixth sense for detecting imposters, you see. Instead of scattering in fear, they did something unexpected. They initiated a dance-off. One by one, the sheep started bobbing and swaying, turning the scene into an impromptu dance floor. And our wolf, caught off guard, found itself in the middle of a hoof-stomping, tail-wagging spectacle. The wolf, not one to back down from a challenge, joined in the dance, adding a bit of its own flair to the moves. It was a sight to behold, a wolf in a sheep's costume dancing along with a flock of sheep in the middle of the forest. Quite the sheer talent show, wouldn't you agree? So next time you hear about a wolf in sheep's clothing, remember it might just be rehearsing for the forest's next talent show. The world of wildlife, it seems, has a knack for turning the ordinary into the extraordinary, and the predator into the performer. Imagine an icy stage set for an unexpected comedy routine. Welcome to the frozen theater of the wild, where our performers are none other than an otter and a penguin, two unlikely pals who found a common ground, or in this case, a common ice. In this chilly corner of the globe, the otter and penguin encountered each other on the slick, icy surface. Now we all know penguins are practically born with ice skates on their feet, but otters? Not so much. This didn't deter our brave otter friend though, who decided to give ice skating a whirl, with results that can only be described as hilariously inelegant. What unfolded was a display of slapstick comedy that would make even the greatest of comedians green with envy. The otter, in its attempt to mimic the penguin's graceful glide, ended up performing a series of uncoordinated pirouettes and belly flops that had the penguin doubling over in laughter. Not to be outdone, the penguin decided to take a leaf out of the otter's book and attempt swimming. Now we all know penguins are excellent swimmers, but trying to mimic the otter's agile underwater acrobatics? That's a whole new ballgame. The penguin's attempts to twist, twirl, and somersault like the otter resulted in a series of belly flops and splashes that had the otter rolling on the ice with laughter. The two continued their comedy of errors, each trying to outdo the other in a friendly competition of mimicry. It was a spectacle of synchronized slipping, sliding, and laughter. A show of camaraderie and humor that left all the Arctic spectators in stitches. The otter and the penguin, in their earnest attempts to mimic each other's movements, created a comedy routine that was as heartwarming as it was hilarious. They proved that in the wild, comedy isn't just a human construct. It's a universal language, a shared joy that transcends species boundaries. And that's how the otter and penguin stole the show, proving that the frozen surface is indeed a stage for comedy. So, the next time you watch a wildlife documentary, remember to look out for these unexpected comedic moments. The natural world is not just about survival of the fittest, but also survival of the funniest. In the heart of the savannah, the zebra and giraffe engage in a fashion face-off, proving that even in the animal kingdom, style matters. Their standoff is a lesson in embracing individuality, where spots and stripes are celebrated rather than compared. The meadow becomes a stage for the slow-speed chase between the hedgehog and the turtle, a reminder that life isn't always about speed, but the journey and the laughs we share along the way. This duo shows us that sometimes, the best stories come from the most unexpected encounters. In the depths of the forest, the wolf attempts to join the flock with a woolly disguise. It's a comedy of errors that ends with an impromptu dance-off. It's a testament to the fact that even in the wild, a sense of humor can diffuse the tensest situations. In the icy tundra, the otter and penguin turn the frozen landscape into a playground. Their slapstick antics are a lesson in finding joy in the simplest of things. They remind us that laughter is universal, transcending species and habitats. These unscripted moments of comedy show us that humor is not exclusive to humans. It's a universal language that transcends boundaries and species. It's in these unexpected moments of laughter that we truly connect with the wild and realize that we're not so different after all. So, keep an eye out for these hilarious encounters. They're not just bloopers, but beautiful reminders of the joy, laughter, and unexpected camaraderie that exists in the wild. And remember, if a bear tells you about these encounters and you don't believe them, just remind them, if it's not filmed, it's just a tall tale from the wild.